Hello and happy Friday. Hope you guys have had a good week. I am testing out a new mic tonight, and I see I need a little bit of lipstick, so I'm going to put some lipstick on. And there you go. That looks kind of like the same. Anyways, thanks for letting me do that. Hey, my name is Sharon Dawson. I'm the accidental art maker. I've been painting, upcycling, and doing all kinds of fun stuff for about 10 years. But I became really serious a couple of years ago when I became a stockist, an IOD stockist, recycled, decoupage, and stencils made by Marley and DIY paint. I'm really excited tonight because it's going to be more than 10 minutes, but I'm going to be painting, blending, and putting down some inlays tonight. What I've been doing this week and what I'm doing the whole month of January is I'm doing at least 10 minutes of creativity a day, and I'm going live doing it. I want to see what happens. It's an experiment. Just like art is an experiment to me, and I do things to see what happens. I'm carrying this over into my art this month. I want to see what happens. I've been reading this book, and it's a great book. I always forget the name of it. I'm looking it up right now. It is okay. The Subtle Art of Not Giving an FUCK. I'm trying not to say bad words online anymore. I'm afraid it's going to come back to haunt me one day. But anyways, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an FUCK. And he says he's got lots of these great lessons in there. But one of the lessons is that especially as artists, we think that inspiration leads to motivation, leads to action. But really, what it is, it's action leads to inspiration, leads to motivation. And then you kind of get in that cycle right there. So that's what I'm testing out this month. I'm promising to go live every day. I want to be held accountable to doing this because it's so easy to put things off when you're not being held accountable, especially when it's something like creativity and it's something you do that you enjoy, right? We all know that. So I am here to make sure that I see this through. So let's go right into what I'm doing today. It is going to be more than 10 minutes because I am painting. I am painting and I'm putting down, I'm changing cameras right now. I'm painting and I'm putting down inlays tonight. And this is the piece that I've been working on right here. This is a Sally. That's my nickname for her. I know she's upside down to you. Let me change that around because since I'm painting tonight, you guys get a better view from this way. All right. That looks pretty good. And that's my husband, looking great and sound amazing. Thank you, husband, also known as John. He helped me put my new mic together tonight for this show as one of his Christmas presents to me. So thanks for helping me out. All right. So last night I was decoupaging and I put Sally down here. You can see I have a little bit of scraps right here. I'm just going to carefully rip this off right here. And then I saw one up here. Rip this off. So what I'm doing tonight is I'm starting off with two colors. I've got Salty Kiss, and I've got my favorite Bohemian Blue. So my thinking is to do Bohemian Blue on the inside and the Salty Kiss around the outside, and start blending and see what happens. So as you're watching, jump in with questions if you have any. But I'm gonna just be chatting away and painting. Like I said, I'm gonna start with this green. Darn it all. This was sitting in water that I spilled a little while ago, and there's a little bit of green on it, so it'll be fine. All right, I'm gonna give my paint a little bit of a shake, and crack it open. I haven't used Salty Kiss on much, and so I'm really curious to give it a go. All right, and I'm gonna grab this plastic and just set it down here and start painting. So I'm going to do green first. I'm going to do a little bit of blue on the inside here, but I really wanted, I'm going to do something else here. Please bear with me. Okay. The desk that's underneath here is one I've been working on for a while, and I haven't sealed it yet, so I don't want the paint to accidentally spill over on it. All right, so we got, I like this Salty Kiss. Try not to get my sweater sleeves in here. I'm going to go all around the edges. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit on the inside here where you guys can't see. Okay, I do have a mister bottle. I will get to that in a minute. I do want a smaller paintbrush, and I'm just going to do a little bit of blue on the inside here. I'll let you guys know how it looks, but it's on this inside angle, which will be hard for you guys to see. But this is my Bohemian Blue. It's a super dark blue. You will see it get kind of carried over the edge here in just a minute, but I did want to, yeah, you can see that, I'm sure. I want to blend it a little bit here. I have a mister bottle, and I'll be using that in just a moment. But you know what I'm going to do, actually, now that I'm thinking this through a little bit better, is I'm going to paint the entire frame green first. At least get the majority of it covered. And then I'm going to start working in the blue around it. Okay. So I've been thinking on just this last week, it's been 5 days that I've been doing the take action, which will lead to inspiration and then motivation. And I for sure have created more. It's only been 50, well, after tonight, it'll probably be almost 2 hours, an hour and a half, 2 hours. But for sure, I have created more stuff in this week than I typically do on a winter month, because I haven't liked everything that I've been doing. Well, that's not true. I have liked just about everything I've been doing. I won't say that. I will say that I haven't always felt like creating. I haven't felt like making art, but I went ahead and I did it anyways, and I'm glad I did. So that's just in right now. I still have stuff. I still have stuff to do. I have a lot of ideas in my head for art that I want to create while I'm doing this, and I'm curious to see how far I can get. I'm also curious to see how it affects just my overall approach and thinking about creating in general. Okay, so now I got the green all around, which I love, and now I'm going to come in with this blue here, and let me move this. 1 second, guys. I really do not have a good setup here for cameras. I need to work on that. But here we are. Okay, so I got my blue. I'm coming back in along here. And I'm going to get my mister. And going to give this, wake up the salty kiss a little bit. And, and I'm going to, what am I going to do? How do I want to do this? Welcome to the inside of my brain, people. All right, I'm going to get some blue down, and then I'm going to come back and blend. So that means I need to move some things. Now I'm painting along the outline here of Sally. If you've been following along, you'll have seen me rip her out of some decoupage paper, and just so I can get her form here. And so this is where paint can come in, be really fun and handy. And I can see how close I want to get to her and the remaining edge from the decoupage paper. But I do like painting. And frankly, I like painting and not being on lives because I don't have to talk. I could just do my thinking and kind of let my mind wander. But I also know it's like people like to see you paint, especially blending. Blending is so much fun, and these colors are just so beautiful. If you've been following along, you know that after this, I'm going to be putting down inlays tonight, and then tomorrow I'll be pulling up the inlays, and I'm going to be thinking about where is it that I want to do my inlays. I got the Cheateau Inlay, which I know where I'm going to do that. I mean, not my inlays, okay, this is where I'm going to need a glass of water. Not a water. I'll just use the lid. Okay, because I had some green on this brush, and I don't want to put it back inside because then I will be contaminating the paint in here that I'll probably be using for other stuff. But for right now, this is good because I can clean off this lid. This needs some water. Paint's pretty thick. There we go. All right. And now this idea has gotten to be not so good, and I need to move this stuff out of the way. Like I said, this is going to take longer than 10 minutes. If you're watching on the replay, you can just like jump ahead to the end and see the magnificent goodies at the ending here. All right. Now we're moving. I'm just going to kind of come in here and come along the edge here. I picked this color because I like it, number one. And number two, I was thinking about if you've ever been in the West, like in a desert or Wyoming or Montana, in the early morning and late at night, especially if you're near like a mountain range, the dark blue that you can get is like, I haven't seen it anywhere else. It's quite beautiful. So this reminds me of that a bit. All right. And then I liked the green because if you've been following along, I got this. I'm going to be putting Fairy Marys along here. And I like the idea. The green is like, reminds me of fairies in the forest glen. And then the blue is for the cowgirl. So I'm trying I want my colors to kind of match my storytelling here that I'm doing with my paint and my art. Okay. Coming in along the edges here. My paint's thickening up again. So I'm going to just spray a little bit of water. I'm just going to spray it right here in my cap. And it's going to give it a little bit of a mix up. Now I need to remember not to put this cap back on until I clean it off because it's kind of become my little place for green paint too, which is totally fine. Okay. Coming along here. All right. So now I've kind of roughly laid down the green. I have roughly laid down the blue. And now the two shall meet. So I'm going to start down here on the bottom. And there's already some blue happening here. And I'm just going to bring it in along like this. Now, the thing I need to remember is that I had sprayed some water on this, so this green needs a little bit of love with the paintbrush. But also, I got my inlays. I'm going to be putting my inlays on top of this while my paint is still wet. So I'm going to give this, I want to pull a little bit of the green up here along the rim. But this is a great mix together. This is looking really pretty. All right. I really like that. Salty Kiss goes well with the Bohemian Blue. Okay. Now, what did I do? Oh, here they are. Okay. So now I got a place to lay this down. Ugh. Right there. All right. And now I'm coming in on my inlays, and hopefully I can remember what I had along the bottom. Pretty sure I do. I want to get it on there while that paint is still wet. Okay. Let's see here. I don't think this is exactly right, but that's okay. So this is my, oh, you know what? I need to paint this, huh? Yes, okay. Let's do that. I need to pull up my blue a little bit up into here. How much do I need? Almost. Okay. This is gonna look really good. You can already tell. All right. There's my inlay. Oh, make it a little bit straighter. Get a little bit of paint right here. Lay this down. If you haven't used a paint inlay before, give me a shout and I can give you a little bit more details right here. What I'm doing now is I'm misting the top of the paint inlay. That activates the paint underneath. And then I'm going to come back in here and kind of gently get up the excess water. I want to make sure I'm pulling it taut so I can not have severe wrinkles, but some wrinkles are okay, just like on our face. I don't want them too severe on my face. But, a few are okay. All right, so that's my first inlay. Now I need to come in here and find what I was doing on the bottom for inlays, and I'm going to do is just pull these out. Those are my berries. And I know I think I had some leaves along the bottom here. Okay, how's my paint? Oh, it's still quite wet. Okay, I believe I had leaves. Where are my other leaves? Oh yeah, I've done this. Okay, make sure you guys can see that okay. So this is still nice and wet. The inside, I'm going to reactivate it. I'm going to give it a little bit of a squirt of water there because it's getting kind of dry. Beautiful. Probably a little bit too much water. Let's pull some down here. Okay. Oh, I want to put some rain in here. All right. Not too worried about brush strokes showing up. Whoops, because I'm going to be pulling this down on it. We're going to bring this right up in here. I'm going to smooth it down, wrap it around the edges there. I'm telling you, I can't wait to see what this looks like when it's done. And that'll be sometime tomorrow. I haven't decided what time tomorrow I'll be going live. It's the weekend. Well, I have to color my hair tomorrow morning. So I'll be doing that and then going live for sure. All right. Let's just get all the wrinkles out of this. I need to pat it down. Here we are. You guys messy? You messy when you create? I'm just like, I try to start off pretty organized. All right. Hopefully this will be a little bit forgiving because I'm pulling it. Okay. Around right down there on the side. And then this paper has little flecks of paint on it. So I'm just laying it smooth here. And go around the corners. And now I need something right here. I had picked out these leaves. I'm going to do so these are kind of coming together here. All right. And again, sorry. There we go. Will this go over? No, because. All right. Please don't come up. Oh, shit. Excuse me, folks. All right. We're just going to leave it like this and go for it and see what happens. I'm not getting like the full leaf effect that I want, but that's okay. Can't always get what we want. All right. Dab that, get up the excess water, give it another gentle pull. Okay. Awesome. So that was really good. So that's just this first part of the frame right here. Now I'm gonna do my corners and work down for my quarters and meet in the middle. So up here, I want this, and I'm gonna have it facing out like that. My dog is in the background making noises. Okay, but I want to do a little bit of blending here. I need a little bit of water to reactivate my DIY paint. I got a little bit on the decoupage paper, but that's okay. We will. I don't really have anything that's dry at this point, but we'll try this right here. Okay, so now this paint here, we're going to blend up here on top. All right, we're going to come in here. Can you guys see that okay? No, you cannot. 1 second. Need a cameraman. Okay. All right. And this is what I want to use. And I need to. Okay. Excuse me. I want this to wrap around the back here. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I missed some areas here. I'm going to come in with this brush. I can't see back there. I'm just going to have faith that I'm actually hitting it. I can actually see on the camera here. And I missed some right here. Right now I'm more worried about that. Okay. There we go. Let's get this down. I like these curves. And then now what I need to do, see how this is going to need to, I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give a little bit of a cut here and a little bit of a cut here. And then it'll lay down like that. I want these to go around the side. Now I'm going to give it a mist of water. All right. Oops. Right there. Grab my handy dandy. Oops, I get paint on my sweater. Here we go. Right there. Okay. And now see, I need something in this corner up here. That is going to probably just be a little bit. I should have cut that there. It's not too late. Let's see what happens when we do that. There we go. Whoopsie. Okay. And now I can see I've got actually a good excess of water down there. And look, I'm getting stuff on my cowgirl. I did not put a top coat on her yet, so I had to be careful. That is not something I want to figure out. Okay. And, okay. Now this is for this corner. And I think what I'm going to do is, let's see here. All right. That's going to be a pretty solid line right there. And what I can do after I take the inlay off is I can activate it again with water and break up that line a little bit. And then now on this inlay right here, there's just little flecks of gold. And I'm going to rip the inlay. And I'm going to just wrap it around the side there so I can get some little flecks of gold. And then come back in, give it a good squirt, like that. Make sure the paper is making contact. And I can come up here and paint and do other stuff too. All right, next. Okay. I know I've got these for over there. This is going to come up here. So we're going to do this corner next. Let's make sure you guys can see that. Let's try moving things around a little bit here. This is usually where I try and make things better, but that's not always the case. Okay. All right, that works. Okay, so now we're going to put an inlay in this corner here. I've got my blue brush here. I've got my, I'm going to give this another little squirt of water. Swirling it around. All right, and now I'm also just going to get this a little bit of a, whoops, bump here. Because I want to carry this bohemian blue up into this corner, around the sides, and really blend it in here. Here we go. All right. Lay my inlay down. Didn't mean for it to wrap around the side there, but I'm kind of curious to see how that comes out. I need to give this a little bit of a rip here so that it goes down the sides like that. And then I'm going to get my water bottle, give that a quick little mist. Dab up the extra water. I can see here, I'm going to add a little bit of paint here. Come on. Oh, I see. It really dried up pretty fast here. Come over here and grab some wet paint. Okay. Give this a little bit of a squirt. And here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish laying down the inlays here, and then I'm going to let it dry overnight, and then tomorrow I'll come back and remove the inlays. I'll also record that if you guys are curious to see what this looks like. All right, now I've got this side here, and I want a little bit more green in the middle. And I've got these short ones right here for this side. Here's my green. Okay. Very important. Do not kick over the green paint. Okay. Here we go. Let me move this so you guys can see it. Ah, there you go. Okay, you guys can see this. Yeah. And I just painted over on top of that inlay. I'm not worried about it because it's not going to get affected there. I'll make sure I get the sides here. And now I'm switching over to my blue. And my blue needs some more water. So I'm just squirting it here in the cap. And now I come in here and blend this. I really would like it to be a little bit more green. Okay. That will work. And now I'm going to my inlay, and I'm calling these Cowgirl pearls. And I want them looking like kind of like they're wrapping around the frame here. Like that. And that little area right there. And I'm just going to give it small little pearls, and then up here, I'm going to go for the whole shebang. I'm going to go wrap around there. All right, get my mister. And dab up the excess. I did not do a good job getting it misted in here. Get in there. All right. My professional terms. Get in there. Okay. All right. Now I got that. And now I still have this other side of the frame over here. So I'm going to move the camera over there so you guys can see that. So far, so good. But you never know. All right, let's see here. So I want to show you guys this right here. I'm going to pull the camera back just a little bit. That should do it right there. Okay, let's see what happens. There we go. Okay, so now I got this green and the blue, and I want to blend the two. So I'm going back to my blender. I've got my green here. It has some blue on it already. Actually, I'll show you a little trick. My paint's drying a little bit on my brush. Oh, you know what? I don't even have to do that. I've got somewhere here. Oh, here we go. Just a little jar of water. I'm just going to dip my brush in. And that should help me out quite a bit with what I want to do next. There we go. So that's my green. And then this is my blue. And I want the blue to go over the side here. I need to wake up this blue on this side, and then I'm going to pull it up in here like this. Get in there. Here we go. I'm going to also do just a little bit of green in there. You'll see why. Or I will come up with a good story by then. All right, now I need my mister, because I do need to activate this just a bit. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to use, let's start down here, which means I need to make sure got around the sides here. Whoops. Hey, it wasn't paint. All right, I'm going to add this right here. I'm wrapping it around the sides. Shoot. Okay. I'm trying to make things better, but I think I keep making them worse. Oh, yes, I did. Okay. Oh, luckily it's on a tile floor and I can wipe it up later. All right. Let's see here. And I'm gonna mist this right here. And get some of this paint right here that's coming up a little bit. Lay that back down. Okay, that is okay. And then I got this tail right here hanging down. I'm just gonna rip that off. And guess where it's gonna go? I'm gonna have it go right along here and around the edge. We're close to being done here. Along the edge there. And very good. All right. And now you see how that's already drying really fast. Okay, a little bit more water there. Give it a little bit of a reactivate. And then I've got this right here. I'm going to start down here. You guys see that? Okay. And I'm going to wrap around the edge like that. Move it up along the inside here. So there'll be some negative space where you can see the pretty green and blue and there won't be a paint inlay on it. And oh, I need to do this up here. And if I decide I want more in there, guess what? I can go put more. All right. Let me get my thing here. All right. Good. That's going to be super pretty. I'm going to come in here where I have my little bit of a fingerprint and just draw my brush through it. There we go. I think that's okay. Now I got this area up here, and I have this area in here I wanted to do too with inlays. I'm going to figure that out later after I'm done here with you guys. Right now I do want to grab my paint that fell on the floor. I'm going to reactivate this area, and then I'm putting these kind of like shadowing the her hat a little bit there, almost like a rope, you know, like a cowgirl rope, but it's made of pearls. That's what the fairies did for the cowgirl. You'll see when I have it all come together. At least I hope we'll see. All right, we're gonna give this a little bit of a squirt. And I got my paint here. And I'm just kind of reactivating the DIY paint underneath. And I put a little bit of green in here on purpose. I'm pulling it in here. I think I could use a little bit more green. Just a tiny, tiny bit. What? Oh, here it is. All right. Because this is a lot of space over here. I don't want it to be like this flat color. All right, that is breaking it up. Then, oh, there it is. All right, I am going to for the cap. Oh, good. Okay. All right, don't do this at home. I'm distilling a little bit off the cap here because I don't want to stick my blue. I don't want to stick this into the jar. Okay, and I'll clean off the lid later. Okay. So it looks like I wanted a little bit more green than I had planned, and that's fine. I think I see a hair. A hair. That is a hair. It's a fairy hair. Oh, look what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. I got it. All right. Pull it down towards this cactus here. I'm going to have to do something with this cactus in this area down here, but I don't know what it is just yet. So we'll get there. It might have something to do with the fairy. All right. Now I'm going to take these. Like that. Okay. Just getting up the excess water. And you can see I got some paint in here on that. I obviously did not intend for that to happen, but I will figure that out. My brain isn't really gonna figure that out right now, but once I sleep on it, I'll wake up with a eureka moment and we will take care of that. Just want to see. There we go. Yeah. So I'll pull this down just a little bit carefully. Carefully, Sharon. All right. Like that. I just want to make sure each one of these beads is making good contact with the paint underneath. So like right there, I missed a little bit of my mist bottle. There we go. In that corner. All right, that is going to be beautiful. And that's where I'm stopping for tonight, everybody. Like I said, this was way more than 10 minutes. Hey, it was almost 50. I'm still not done. I'm going to figure out this area later. I thought I had had enough for everything here, but I don't. So I might, you know what? I think I'm actually just gonna do that. I'm gonna blend it right now, and I think I'm gonna put words up there. That is the inspiration that's hitting me right now. What do you guys think about that? I could do cowgirls and fairies. I could do something like Ode to Sally. Any thoughts? If you have any thoughts, put them in the comments. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Hey, and if you are picking up the 10 minutes a day, it doesn't have to be painting. It could be walking. It could be writing. It could be sewing. It could be dancing. I want to hear about it because I have a feeling that this is going to be a really good experiment for me. All right. I think that's a great idea. So I'll do some kind of word art up here. Okay, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate you spending time with me and my antics. And really glad you can't see my floor right now. Um, let's see. Oh, I had a couple of comments. Thank you, Dee. And Miss Amanda, it is coming together. I know this is gonna be like one of my favorite pieces I do this year. I've already got that feeling. If you guys know that feeling, you know what I'm talking about, where the magic starts to happen and you start getting those. Um, there you go. Look at my crazy hair. But anyways, where you start to you're like, yeah, this is gonna be good. I'm looking at it right now, and Sally is looking my direction. She's like, yeah, it's gonna be good. Okay. So thanks again for joining me, and have a lovely Friday night. And hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow or over the weekend. Catch on the replay and see what happens with me and Sally. Have a good evening. Bye.